When did you realize something was a blessing in disguise? Getting fired from my dream job at 25 felt like my world was ending. I'd worked at this marketing agency for 3 years, climbing from intern to junior executive. The pay was decent, the office had those trendy beanbags and free snacks, and I genuinely loved creating campaigns for local businesses. Then, our company got bought out. New management meant new priorities, and apparently I wasn't one of them. "We're restructuring," my boss said, not making eye contact. "Your position is being eliminated." I cleaned out my desk that Friday afternoon, carrying my sad little box of belongings to my beat-up Honda. Rent was due in 2 weeks, and my savings account had exactly $400. I'd been so confident in my job security that I'd never built an emergency fund. For 3 months, I applied everywhere: coffee shops, retail stores, other agencies that wanted 5 years of experience for entry-level positions. I was overqualified for minimum wage jobs, but underqualified for anything that paid the bills. My unemployment checks barely covered groceries. My landlord started leaving voicemails about late rent. I sold my TV, my gaming console, even my college textbooks. Pride kept me from asking my parents for help, especially since they'd warned me about putting all my eggs in one career basket. Then my neighbor, Mrs. Patterson, knocked on my door. She was 78, lived alone, and her arthritis was getting worse. "I need someone to drive me to doctor appointments," she said. "Can't pay much, but it's something. $20 here, $30 there. Not enough to live on, but it kept me from going completely broke." Mrs. Patterson was sweet, always insisted on buying me lunch after her appointments, and somehow knew exactly when I needed to hear that everything would work out. After driving her to physical therapy one Tuesday, she mentioned her late husband's workshop in her garage, full of tools and wood, just collecting dust. "You seem handy. Ever think about making things?" I'd built a few shelves in college, helped my dad with home projects, but nothing serious. Still, I was desperate for any distraction from my failing job search. She gave me free access to everything, just asked me to help organize the space. That weekend, I built her a simple spice rack for her kitchen. Nothing fancy, just pine boards and basic joints, but she acted like I'd crafted a masterpiece. "My neighbor Carol would love one of these," she said, taking photos with her ancient flip phone. Carol ordered 2 spice racks. Her daughter wanted a small bookshelf. Word spread through their church, their book club, the senior center. Suddenly, I had more orders than I could handle, working out of Mrs. Patterson's garage every day. The irony wasn't lost on me. I'd spent years creating marketing campaigns for other people's businesses, and now I was accidentally building my own through word-of-mouth referrals from elderly women who didn't even use social media. 6 months after getting fired, I was making more money than my old salary. Not from fancy corporate clients, but from grandmothers who wanted custom plant stands and widowers who needed someone to build memorial shadow boxes for their wives' treasures. I learned that there's something deeply satisfying about creating something tangible with your hands. Every project had a story, a purpose beyond profit margins and quarterly reports. Mrs. Patterson would bring me coffee while I worked, sharing memories of her husband who'd built their kitchen cabinets 50 years ago. A year later, I registered my business officially. 2 years after that, I hired my first employee. I kept working from Mrs. Patterson's garage until I could afford my own workshop space, but I still visit her every Tuesday, usually with some small project she's dreamed up. Last month, my old marketing agency reached out. They'd heard about my business and wanted to discuss a consulting contract. I politely declined. The work that saved me from unemployment had become something I never want to give up.